Good evening, Lions fans, and welcome to Game 2 of the Greenville Lions 2020 season. Coming to you from TA Cotton Ford Stadium. I'm Bob Muty alongside Danny Hernandez with sister Rebecca on video. Tonight's game pits the Frisco Liberty's Red Hawks 0-1 against Coach Darren Duke's 1-0 Lions. Last week, the Hawks dropped a high-scoring affair to Frisco Reedy, 35-27, while Greenville downed Henderson 34-18 here at home. So, Danny, both offenses put up significant numbers in last week's season opener. What are you looking for tonight?
I think it's going to be a high-scoring shootout between these two teams, Bob. If we're looking back at last week's notes, Luster was 21 of 40 for passing for 261 yards last week, and we know that Brandon Stevens here threw for about 4 touchdowns last week. So I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a shootout to see who can score more in between these 4 quarters, Bob.
Yeah, I think the offenses will definitely have the edge tonight. The defenses appear to be a little bit weaker on the Greenville side, and Coach Duke indicated he thought that was probably the case with Reedy as well. Now, this is the first time you've been working with me. You were busy with the Rangers last week, I guess.
Yeah, so I work at 105 through the Fan. It's a sports station in Dallas. We work with the Texas Rangers, and we work with the Dallas Cowboys. And we produce games whenever they do have their games. We produce them. So if you're listening to a Dallas Cowboys game and listening to the voices of Brad Shem and Babe Loffenberg on the radio, there's a big chance that I'm a part of that broadcast, and they might mention my name somewhere, saying the staff at the Fan helping us out with this broadcast. So that's what I've been doing lately, and that's what I was caught up with last week.
Do you go to the stadium or do you work from the studio?
Bob, I wish I went to the stadium. I really do. I'm the little guy that stays at the station, producing from the station, but no, not yet. I don't go to the station yet. Fingers crossed. Maybe later on down the road they'll give me some season tickets to go down and watch the games live.
Well, I know it's a lot more fun. I had an opportunity to call a couple games out of the old Texas Stadium with Rich Renault back years ago when the Greenville Lions were a really, really good team. And it's quite a treat to be at the Cotton Bowl or be at Texas Stadium or some of the other nice stadiums there in the Dallas area. So let's talk about some of the players to watch in tonight's games. What about Liberty? Who we got over there that looks like they might be pretty tough to handle?
So, Bob, we got a few players here at Liberty. We have number 1 wide receiver Evan Stewart coming in at 6 foot 165. Let's see. We got number 2 tight end Connor Holstein, 6'5", 220. He's a big boy. He's a senior as well. 28. Running back Jonathan Bones, 6 foot 190. And we also have their linebacker who also plays quarterback Will Glatch, 6'1", 225. Their starting QB for this game is going to be number 12, Keldrick Luster, coming in at 5'10" and 185.
Well, it sounds like he's got some really tall receivers that probably contribute to the success of his passing game. Definitely. Yeah, Luster's only a sophomore, so it'll be interesting to see. 21 completions last week. That's pretty darn good.
Definitely for a sophomore, and most of this team is pretty young. I'm seeing on Dave Campbell's that a lot of the team, they're getting back 16 starters, most of them being from the JV moving up to play for varsity. So it's gonna be interesting seeing a young team playing against our older Greenville Lions team. Right.
Yeah, Greenville returns many starters, particularly on offense. So we'll be looking for number 4 tonight. Of course, that's Brandon Stevens. He kind of makes the offense go. He's a threat both running and passing, and he'll have receiving. His favorite target last week was Sean Brown, number 11. He's a big guy, kind of like Mulestein. And then, of course, Caleb Johnson with the outstanding speed on the wide side. And then Miles Stenson will do a little bit of running and some pass receiving. Hugh Pitts will be the starting at running back. He's a junior, so he had his varsity debut last week and didn't really have much of an opportunity to run, but I can assure you he is fast and very shifty.
When he did run, he made some breakaway plays last week. Didn't we see that?
He did have one breakaway run for about 15 or 20 yards. So both JVs last year, you were telling me before the broadcast that Frisco Liberty's JV was 8-2 last year.
They were.
Greenville's JV was 9-1. Got beaten the last game of the season when they played Ennis. So there's a lot of talent in the chute, so to speak. So before we get ready to start tonight, let's take a 1-minute break, and we'll be right back to talk more Greenville Lions football in just a minute. Okay, back here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium, Bob Muty and Danny Hernandez, looking down at this beautiful artificial turf field here in Greenville. Got a beautiful night for football, Danny.
It was a good, beautiful night for football, Bob. It's I don't have the weather in front of me, but whatever it is, it feels great.
It's got to be about, what, 65 degrees maybe down there?
Something like that. It's perfect football, perfect Friday Night Lights weather, don't you think?
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, usually this time of year we're still pretty hot, so I bet the players are really enjoying this. Okay, we've got the drill team, the Flaming Flashes, in place with the cheerleaders, and they just had the Greenville alma mater. The Naval Junior ROTC color guard is at the far side of the field on the 50-yard line, and they'll be presenting the colors, and we'll have the national anthem for you in just a few minutes. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Lions. On offense, starting at left tackle tonight will be number 76, Greg Just, a junior. At left guard, Wade Moses, a senior. At center, Sam Martin. At right guard, Daniel Bueno, number 62. And at right tackle, number 51, Daniel Jimenez. As we mentioned, Brandon Stevens will be the starter at quarterback. His running back will be number 24, Hugh Pitts, a junior. He'll have receivers Sean Brown, Jaquez Davis, Caleb Johnson, and Miles Denson, and the H-back tonight is Michael Surface. The kicker for Greenville is a sophomore, Archer O'Neill. The snapper is Jeremiah McCallum, and the holder is Garrett Phillips Sr. Looks like the color guard is about ready to present the colors. Here they come out to the middle of the field. So stand by for the the national anthem. Once again, a perfect night for football here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. And now our national anthem played by the Greenville High School Band. Nice crowd of fans here tonight on the Greenville side, and a pretty nice group over there from Frisco as well. And I'm sure with a couple minutes left before the kickoff, we'll have a few more folks funneling in. The Liberty players, the Red Hawks, are already on the far sideline, and the Lions are getting ready to come through their big run through, which has got a new face on it this year, Danny.
Okay, you told me last year it was a helmet, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Big state of Texas emblem with a huge lion head, and of course the Greenville G, the black G with on a white background and a red border on a circle. Identical to what we have in the center of the field here at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. So for Liberty, we talked a little bit about their players to watch. What defenders is Greenville going to have to stop these guys tonight?
All right, as Greenville Lions come out of their running through, we have for our Greenville Lions defense, we're going to have at left end, number 7, Michael Surface, who is a senior. Left tackle, Deshaun Grigsby, junior. At your right tackle is number 45, Sincere Jones. Number 57, your right end, John Hill, who is a junior. Left corner, number 8, Kenton Anderson. Your left linebacker is number 28, Giancarlo Belton. Your right backer, number 44, David Ortega. Right corner, you have number 10, Caleb Johnson. Your left safety, we're going to have 14, Isaiah Lowe. Free safety is going to be number 23, Garrett Phillips, who is a senior. And for right safety, it's going to be number 5, Josh Luna, senior.
And we'll probably see a lot of Krishan Guster tonight as well, and probably Davion Wallace, who's a senior linebacker who Coach Duke is pretty high on. But we might see number 37 in the middle there too, spelling David Ortega. Ortega had a good game last week.
He did. I saw that. He was racking up some tackles there, wasn't he, for us?
Absolutely. Our punter is number 5, Josh Luna. And again, Jeremiah McCallum is the deep snapper. And those guys are pretty important when it comes to getting the ball down the field on a punt, and of course very important with placements after points after, and then field goal opportunities.
They can really change and shift the movement of the game by one single kick, can't they?
The special teams are big. They always talk about it. The captains are meeting at the middle of the field. Will Glatch, number 4 for Liberty, and Caleb Johnson, number 10 for Greenville. And while Danny checks out the flip and what the results are there, I'll talk about the upcoming schedule. Next week, Greenville entertains Mount Pleasant, and that'll be the final preseason game. On the 16th of October, Ennis will be the opponent. We'll have to go down to play them there. And then we'll have Royce City, Corsicana, Forney, Sulphur Springs, North Forney, and then Crandall to wrap up the season. Looks like the toss has been completed. Looks like Liberty won the toss and they'll defer. So Greenville's going to receive from the north end of the stadium. Can't tell much wind down there, Danny. Looks like the flag's pretty still.
Yeah, it looks like flags are pretty still, so not much wind. So it looks like that ball's going to travel pretty decent for our Greenville Lions today.
Okay, usually deep receivers for the Lions are Caleb Johnson and Miles Denson. Let's see if numbers 10 and 3 are back there again. But judging from last week's, I think the scouting reports are telling the kickers not to kick them deep to those guys.
Yep, and they're 10 and 3. Miles going out there right now.
Odagus Johnson, number 21, a junior, is set up just between the 30 and 25-yard line as a short man. And then Brown and I think Jaquez Davis are probably going to be the likely recipients of this kick from number 7, Evan Moros, a junior. Little guy. Let's see what kind of a leg he's got. And it is a pooch kick. Comes down to Davis. He takes it at the 26-yard line, breaks up field. Nice straight north-south running by Davis. He gets it up to the 39-yard line.
It's good positioning here on the looks like just before the 40. So let's see what our Lions offense can do on this first drive.
Brandon Stevens, a senior quarterback, leads the Lions offense. It's like we got Just, Moses, Martin, Jimenez, and Daniel Bueno up front. Stevens at the 35-yard line, hands up the middle. That's Pitts, and he's upfield for about a 5-yard gain. Hugh Pitts was an outstanding player for the JV team, but both he and Odagus Johnson both coming off-season knee surgeries. But we'll call it 2nd and 5 from the 44-yard line of Greenville. Good snap. Hand to Denson. Denson's upfield. He breaks a tackle and moves past the sticks for a Greenville first down up to the Liberty 47-yard line.
That was just a good clear run. Saw the open field. Saw Green and just sprinted towards the left side of the field there, Bob.
They had Denson set up at a running back position that time, didn't they?
Yep. They have him in I formation.
Stevens blanked by both Denson and Pitts. Hands to Denson. Off right tackle. Liberty stops him this time for about a gain of maybe 2.5 yards.
They saw that one coming, Bob. They stacked the box pretty well there, waiting for Denison to come through.
Trying to work off the right side behind Jimenez and Bueno. 2nd and 8. Sean Brown's kind of stationed himself out here on the far side, or I'm sorry, the near side. Let's see if they go upstairs this time. We've got trips right. Stevens looks right. He gets it to Caleb Johnson. He gets a block from Brown. Upfield, out of bounds, around the 35-yard line. That should be another first down.
The most important part of those kind of plays there, Bob, in that trips formation is getting that first block. It looks like number 11 got that first block and sealed the outside edge. And once you got that, it's just green. It's a battle between you and the corner.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sean Brown was instrumental in that first down for sure. Okay, second first down for the Lions. They're set up. Martin's about to snap it from the 35-yard line of Liberty. Just Pitts and Stevens in the background. Hands to Denson on the jet sweep. Has to avoid a tackle and knocked out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
It's a great move, getting outside. It's critical that an outside linebacker makes that block or makes that tackle. If he doesn't, that's just green on the edge of that field, Bob.
Yeah, Ford Shippey made a good play for Liberty on the defense. He forced Denson wide, or otherwise that probably would have been a much larger gain. 2nd and 6 for the Lions. Stevens takes the snap, fakes to Pitts, then breaks outside. He's trying to get outside. Denson misses a block. Stevens still gets upfield for a gain beyond the first down marker. 3rd first down for the Lions.
Seen a lot of runs here in the first drive of our Greenville's Lions offense, Bob.
Well, Brandon Stevens, he could play running back for a lot of teams, Danny. I'll tell you, he really is a shifty runner. And even with the missed blocks that time, he was able to get upfield for a first down. Ball sitting on the 22-yard line of Liberty. Lions moving Pitts stationed next to Stevens in the backfield. Stevens follows Pitts. Now he breaks to the other side, gets upfield, breaks a couple of tackles, and he's inside the 15-yard line. Lions sticking on the ground with that one exception of that quick pass out to Caleb Johnson for nice yardage, but their ground game is working. Offsides against Liberty is declined. The Lions will take the gain. Gain pretty close to 8 yards, so we'll call it 2nd and 2. Brown and Denson set up right. Denson in motion, takes the handoff on the jet sweep, and brought down nicely by number 10 from Liberty.
Yeah, it looks like Red Hawks were ready for that play, Bob.
And that was a brother of Jay Ajayi, Daniel Ajayi, who had a ton of tackles last year.
106, Bob. Led the team tackles as a sophomore.
Wow. Well, we know he comes from good stock because Ajayi had a ton of yards against Greenville back in 2010.
Definitely.
Of course, I think he went on to play for Boise State maybe, and then I think he played a little bit with the Cowboys maybe. I know he was in the NFL for a while. Pretty good running back. Okay, so 3rd and 2. Stevens takes, delays, cuts back up the middle, still going, is inside the 10-yard line, down to about the 7. So Stevens doing most of the work, most of the leg work here for the Lions on offense. That was a very successful play last week. He did a lot of damage pretty much between the tackles.
He's got legs on him, Bob.
No question about it. All right, 1st down and goal from the 7-yard line for the Lions. 7:59 remaining in the game. In motion is Caleb Johnson, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a Greenville touchdown.
Sean Brown again sealing that outside corner, getting that block, allowing the outside edge to be open for that easy touchdown, just a walk-in touchdown there, Bob.
I'll tell you what, the receivers coach for the Lions is going to be plenty happy with the blocking of Sean Brown so far tonight. Okay, so Garrett Phillips on his knee, ready to hold for Archer O'Neill. The kick is up and it's good. O'Neill converts to make the score Greenville 7, Liberty nothing. Pretty impressive drive to start.
Yep, and it's a ground battle right now. Play to the right on the trick formation. It's been a ground battle for the Greenville Lions here tonight.
And if that's the way it continues, we're going to have
pretty good night there, Bob.
Yeah, pound it for Greenville and throw it for Liberty probably.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see the differences in the offense. Archer's kicks last week were all really short, relatively short, 15, 20 yards down the field. I was watching him before the game, and it looks like he's kicking the ball much further downfield on his pooch kicks. He's also wearing a different number, it looks like. Last week he wore number 50. Tonight it looks like he's wearing maybe 90?
Looks like 80, Bob.
80, okay. So we got Archer O'Neill, a sophomore, wearing number 80 and about ready to kick from the Greenville 40-yard line. It is a pooch kick. Comes down at the 20, taken there, up the field, still going, broke a couple of tackles, and he's up beyond the 36-yard line. Forced out of bounds. That looks like it might have been Mason Kokorak on the return. Pushed out of bounds by a host of Greenville defenders. So Liberty's going to set up shop at their own 37, 1st and 10. 7:43 remaining. Greenville Lions with an early lead of a touchdown, 7-0 over Liberty. Okay, so Liberty set up in their black pants and white jerseys with red numbers. That was that's Keldrick Luster at quarterback. Hands off. And that play is stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage. Nice job by the Greenville left side of the defense.
One thing I saw from Greenville's defense last week is they stack the box. I love that they let the passes catch up, be caught in front of them, and rally to the ball to make the tackle on defense, Bob. They had a lot of success last week making those kind of plays and on defense and making those kind of tackles and getting those critical stops towards the end of the game we saw.
Yeah, huge 15-yard penalty against the Lions, however. Didn't see the call. Probably, if I could guess, a face mask maybe.
More than likely, Bob.
So first down just beyond midfield, inside Greenville territory. Luster in the shotgun formation takes a snap, drops back, looking downfield, has his man. I think that's Hulstein. And he's inside the 30-yard line. Big target then, number 2, 6'5".
6'5", apparently 220. Connor Holstein coming in. He's a big guy. He's a big target. The Redhawks coach described him as an explosive receiver down the field.
And Luster has several good receivers. Quick throw out to number 3 on this side. And he's down the field, breaks a tackle from Johnson and gets inside the 10-yard line. Nice reception by Cameron Smith.
And we saw Caleb Johnson get sealed on that block on the outside. Well, we're seeing blocks that Sean Brown was making for the Greenville Lions offense. That's the same kind of block that
blocking for both sets of receivers. Luster throws a really nice ball. All right, so 1st and 10 for Liberty. Gives off up the middle. That was Jonathan Bone. Pickup of about 4 yards inside the 10-yard line. Liberty moving the ball, Danny.
They are. I guess you were right about the air versus ground battle tonight. Liberty moving, mostly passing the ball here. We're watching them as Greenville just scored on a run, on a cluster of run plays.
Yeah, very effective passing game thus far. Luster hasn't really been pressured very much. One of the things the defensive line did for Greenville last week against Henderson was they got good pressure on the passer. So Luster takes a snap, looks left, throws right. Ball looked like it was catchable in the end zone, and Holstein just couldn't hang on to it.
Threw a little behind him, but it was a good play. It was a good defense.
Holstein pointed over to the bench and pounded his chest like I should have had that one, but yeah, I agree. It wasn't the best thrown ball from Luster.
A little behind him, but that was good defense by Josh Luna.
Interesting formation here behind Luster, and then 2 guys to his right. Oh, the snap goes over his head, and Luster has to fall on it at the 26-yard line.
What were they trying to do there, Bob?
I think it was just a bad snap. It was an interesting formation. I don't know what the play was going to result in, but the snapper just airmailed it beyond Luster, and the guy who was set up behind him, Dan, wasn't there to help out. I don't know where he went.
I'm not sure what they were planning to do. It's probably the last time we'll see that formation tonight, Bob.
Evan Morrow sets up for a field goal try. Ball is going to be spotted at the 33-yard line. The kick is up. It's long enough, and it's good. 43-yard field goal for Evan Moros to make the score 7-3 in favor of Greenville. Pretty impressive kicking game right off the bat.
That was a pretty good kick there. Bob wasn't expecting to see a kick like that.
I was a little bit surprised to see them even try for the field goal, because that 43-yard is pretty good in high school.
We're seeing some NFL kickers not even make that right now in the season.
Yeah, some guys have had some real problems with the kicks this year. All right, so Liberty answers the Greenville touchdown with a field goal of their own. And now Moros will have the opportunity for his second kickoff of the night. Johnson and Denson back deep. Guys up front for Greenville. Got Dayton Maps, got Kadarian Johnson, Elijah Wofford, and a couple other guys whose numbers I can't read from way up here in the press box. Here's a kick from Moros. It is a pooch kick. It's going to be Otagus Johnson at the 30. He tries to go left. Stiff arms one guy, and he gets up to about the 37-yard line. Little east-west running that time from Johnson.
I'm wondering if we're going to see a little bit more passing up in this drive after we've established a pretty good ground game.
Well, they're set up for it, but if the ground game is working, I would think they'll probably stay with it. Greenville has a history for liking to run the football if it's working. So we'll see what Stevens and Pitts and company decide to do. A-Rod's in there. Alex Rodriguez, a senior, at left guard. Sam Martin is a sapper. Back to Stevens. Stevens fakes it and tries to get it to Johnson, and it's defended very nicely.
It's a good tip by the Red Hawks defense there.
Yeah, nice play by number 34 for the Hawks. That's Sam Wanias. He was wide open too, Dan. That would have been a nice gain. All right, 2nd and 10 for the Lions then. 5:17 remaining. Lions in front, 7-3. Stevens flanked by Denson and Johnson. Takes a snap, hands to Denson. Denson fakes and defended well by Liberty. Stop him at about the line of scrimmage. The Red Hawks defense coming to life here.
Those outside runs worked the first drive. I'm thinking it's not going to have as much success here in the second drive. I think the Red Hawks are expecting it now.
Might have made some defensive adjustments, and like you said, Greenville may be forced into the passing game here. 3rd and 9, we'll call it. Ball resting at the Greenville 38-yard line. Brandon Stevens with Hugh Pitts in the backfield. Denson in motion. Stevens fumbled the snap, and now he's trapped in the backfield, and it's going to be thrown for a loss.
Yeah, the snap wasn't a very good one. Juggled the ball a little bit, disrupted the play. And as we saw, a tackle for a loss on that play. So I guess the punting team comes out for our Greenville Lions.
Defensive play made by Prince Hugo, who was another one of the lead defenders, lead tacklers from last year for Liberty.
One of the players to watch, Bob.
Josh Luna in deep for the punting formation. Gets off a really nice kick, and it's taken by number 23, Preston Irvine, for Liberty, and they're going to set up shop at their own 33-yard line. So as good as the offense was for the Lions on the first drive, they stall out, go 3 and out, and have to punt it away. Cameron Smith in the slot to the near side. Keldrick Luster, a sophomore quarterback. In motion and a pass back, and he leads Smith a little bit too far, and it's an incomplete. That was actually a backward pass. They may mark that where that went out of bounds. Now they're bringing it back to the line of scrimmage. That looked like a backward pass to me.
It did look like a backward pass.
I think if I were Coach Duke, I'd have a word with the official on that one. Might have been just straight across the field, because since he led him by so much and missed him, it could have been the case. So Luster fails on that pass, sets up at 2nd and 10, gives to Bone. Bone around the right side, he breaks it. He's going, he's loose, he's down to the 30. 20, 10, 5. In for a touchdown for Frisco Liberty. My goodness, on a 2nd and 10 play. Was that Luster on a keeper?
That was Luster on a keeper, Bob.
Oh my goodness.
He saw that outside hole. The outside linebacker was sealed on the block. It's just green from there, a couple missed tackles, and we got a breakaway run from Luster.
Got good speed. I thought it was Bone, but he was following Bone, I guess, around the side, and goes a long way for a touchdown. So Morose sets up for the extra point. It's a low snap. Morose picks it up. He's trying to get it off, and by George, he did. It looked like it was tipped, but incomplete. It hit the ground. Nice job by Evan Morose to pick that thing up and under pressure, get the pass off on the fire drill. Almost completed for the 2-point conversion. So as it stands, the Liberty Redhawks lead Greenville. All of a sudden, Dan, 9-7. That run by Luster, was that 67 yards? Did he start at the 28-yard line? 68 yards?
68 yards.
It was long, whatever it was, right?
Yeah, whatever it was a long one.
Yeah. Showed tremendous speed because you're able to run away from a guy like Caleb Johnson. You must be pretty darn good because we all know that Johnson was on the sprint relay team last year. That was, had they been able to go to state, probably would have been very competitive in Class 5A. So the 7-5A Division II Liberty Redhawks lead Greenville with 3:37 remaining in the first quarter. And Evan Morris is about ready to do the honors once again as the kicker. From his 40-yard line, the ball is in the air. He kicks it deep. Johnson had moved up, and the ball goes over his head for a touchback.
He lined up a little bit further than he did in the past. I thought that kick was going to go a little bit further.
Well, Morris had been doing the kind of the short pooch kicks, so the guys moved up thinking he was going to do the same thing, and he just airmailed it way over their heads and into the end zone.
Had a sprinting run there on that kick, didn't he, Bob?
Pretty good kick by the junior. He's not real big, but he's got a pretty strong leg. Okay, so Brandon Stevens and the Lions set up at the 25. Stevens gets a pass out to the left, looks like Denson, and Denson is up for a gain of about 7.
Again, we're seeing good blocks on that left side there, allowing Denson to get a good gain on that first play.
Yeah, Jaquez Davis and Caleb Johnson were out there on the far side, leading the interference for Denson. We'll call it 2nd and 2. From the 33, Stevens fakes to Pitts and keeps it around left side for a Greenville first down. He's almost up to the 45-yard line. Good deception by Stevens as he faked the ball to his running back.
We're seeing a couple speedster quarterbacks here going against each other, Bob. Both these quarterbacks have a pretty good arm. Both these quarterbacks have good legs on them, so it's going to be a fun game.
Absolutely. Just like what you said, wide open. Denson in motion. Check it, that's Johnson. He's got the pitch or the handoff, and he's buried for about a 4-yard loss. Nice defense that time by Daniel Ajayi again. You hate to see those losses on first down. They kind of put a crink in the armor.
They definitely do, Bob. Those blocks on the outside edge are super important. The cornerback can disrupt that play as soon as it begins.
Johnson's not quite the runner that Miles Denson is, and that time it showed. Okay, Stevens drops back, gets downfield, and the ball's tipped away from Caleb Johnson nicely. Good defensive play by Sam Wineas, and brings up a 3rd and 14 yards for Greenville. Again, the offense is getting a little lethargic here.
And there goes Sam Wineas blocking, tipping another good open pass. That would have been caught. That would have been a breakaway.
Yeah, Caleb Johnson was behind Wineas, but he had the quarterback in his vision the whole way and was able to knock the pass down. Okay, so Stevens needs big numbers, and he gets the ball downfield, and they're ruling it a catch by Sean Brown. A low throw, but Brown went down and got it. And as he was going down, his feet went right out of bounds. So
I thought they ruled that a drop there at first, but
well, all we could see was the 11 on Brown's back.
Yep.
As he went down at the 42-yard line of Liberty. But it is a Greenville first down. Big conversion for Stevens and Brown. Now Stevens fakes the handoff once again. And he throws out to Johnson, throws behind him because of the pressure. of Wineas, and Johnson's not able to bring it in. So they're kind of doing these sprint passes, which typically for Brandon Stevens is a good option. He throws very well on the run.
Yeah, he threw on the run. He probably should have just given himself a second to get set before he threw that pass off. But throwing on the run, that's why he threw behind Johnson there.
Yeah, and there was good pressure from the defensive end as well. So this time Stevens looks right, can't find anybody, decides to take it upfield, and picks up a few yards on the scramble. Looks like about 4. Ball is placed at the Liberty 38-yard line. We'll bring up a 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 for the Lions.
Coach Swinney expected a big turnout for this Red Hawks defense, and we're seeing that tonight, Bob.
They're playing much better than I think Coach Duke expected, for sure. Okay, so Stevens takes the snap, hands up the middle, and we got a big hole, but we're not up to first down yardage. That was Hugh Pitts, the junior running back, up close to first down yardage, but it looks like he lacks maybe a yard and a half. We'll call it 2. So it'll be 4th down. It looks like the Lions are going to go for it. Michael Surface checks in at the H-back position for a little additional blocking. Pitts lined up next to Stevens. Caleb Johnson will be the slot receiver on the right. Denson is not in the game. Stevens hands to Pitts. Pitts breaks a couple of tackles and then forces his way downfield before Wineas can bring him down. Good strong run by the junior that time.
Yeah, and it's the right play going on 4th down with seconds left on the clock. I mean, there's not much to lose. It's an early game. It's a close game. It's better to really initiate that momentum early, don't you think, Bob?
Yeah, that's a big first down conversion. Score at the end of the first quarter, Greenville Lions trail Liberty 9-7. We'll take a minute for a break, and we'll be right back with Greenville Lions football. All right, back here at T.A. Cotton Forest Stadium for the start of the second quarter. The Lions marching, ball resting at the 31.5-yard line of Frisco Liberty. Michael Surface in the H-back. He takes it, hands to Pitt, surrounded by white shirts, and it looks like he might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage at best.
You got a crowded box, and they really showed that first play.
Well, kind of a negative play once again on first down, and those are the kinds of things that have caused the Lions offense a problem tonight. So 2nd and 10, Surface still in there, Denson in the slot to the right, Caleb Johnson split left, Denson in motion. It's the jet sweep, Denson's got it, he's upfield, he's loose, 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Miles Denson.
Bob, we saw it again, the blocks, the way that Denson cut up field right as he got to the outside edge and just sealed it. All there was green, and he took advantage of it and ran it in for the touchdown, Bob.
I think Caleb Johnson was the guy on this side. He might have gotten a block that sprung Denson for the 6-pointer.
That was definitely Caleb Johnson on the block. Great blocking from Caleb Johnson tonight. We're not seeing much of catching from him, but he's helping that offense out one way or another, Bob.
Tell you what, everybody from on the receiving corps on both sides of the ball doing a great job of blocking. All right, the kick now from O'Neal. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's up and through. So credit Jeremiah McCallum and Garrett Stevens and Archer O'Neal for the conversion to make the score Greenville Lions 14, Frisco Liberty Redhawks 9, with 11-11 remaining in this contest. On a beautiful night from T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. Got the ball fields across the way also lit up for additional lighting. Danny, what do you think about that?
I mean, it looks beautiful, Bob. It's a beautiful Friday night lights. I mean, I'm just glad to have football back.
Yeah, the Greenville girls softball team could be out there playing a game right now. Speaking of the Lady Lions, how about those Lady Lion volleyballers? They beat Crandall in straight sets earlier this week, and they're supposed to play tonight as well. We haven't gotten a result. We'll try to pass that along to you before the end of our broadcast. You're listening and viewing on GEUS 34, and we again thank Rebecca Hernandez for her great work on the video, while Danny and I try to keep up with her on the audio feed. So Archer O'Neal from his own 40, it's a short kick, comes down at the 28-yard line, taken, and straight up the middle goes number 21, Mason Kokorak for Liberty, and they set up with very good field position to start the drive here in the second quarter.
He got a bit of a running start on that catch, didn't he?
He did, and whenever you run north-south on the kickoff, you're generally going to be in better shape because the guys coming down are standing in their lanes, and you may only have one or two guys to contend with.
That's right, Bob.
Okay, so Greenville's defense has really got to tighten things up here against Keldrick Luster. The sophomore quarterback for Liberty's had a big night already tonight, both passing and running. Luster takes a snap, drops straight back, looking downfield, finally some pressure, and Abrego forces him to throw the ball out of bounds. Daniel Abrego with some pressure, and that time the Lions defensive line did what they were supposed to do. We're going to have to see a lot more of that, Danny. Ortega, what did I call him?
It was David Ortega on that pressure. Daniel Abrego was the same position last year.
Yeah, Jeremiah Abrego was the guy last year.
Yeah, Jeremiah Abrego, who's playing at UT Permian Basin now.
Yeah, well,
I had a chance to talk to him. He was a pretty good guy.
Oh, he's a great player. Ortega on the good play. My bad. Okay, Luster takes it, throws out quickly to Irvine, and Irvine's upfield for a short gain. Much better defense thus far on this drive for the Lions.
Yeah, we're seeing a nickel package from the Lions this time. We got about four corners back. They're playing a lot of trips formation, so they have extra help at the corners.
And you know who we don't see in there is Evan Stewart, number 1 for Liberty, who's ran all over the field last week against Reedy. So Lester kind of fumbles the snap, looking downfield. He's got a man and just misses him. Looking for number 17, that's Lawson Town. And Luster misfires, going to force a punting situation for Liberty. So Greenville's defense holds. And they really needed that, Danny.
They did. They got stopped on offense. For Liberty forced a quick 3 and out on Greenville. So it's good to get that momentum back on defense and shift this thing. And let's see what we can do on offense coming up here.
Wofford replaces Kadarian Johnson at a rushing position from defensive end. Michael Surface comes in, the big 6'4" tight end, trying to get a block on this one. Can't get the number on the punter. We'll have it for you in a minute.
Needs to turn just a little bit so we can see that, Bob.
Snap is a little bit high. Short kick. It's going to come down about the 35, but takes a great Liberty roll and goes out of bounds at about the 23-yard line of the Lions. Again, not a particularly beautiful kick, but certainly very effective. So now the Lions have it back with 10 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. They lead the Red Hawks from Frisco Liberty 14-9. Danny Hernandez and Bob Muty here with you on GEUS 34. Enjoying the evening, even though we're behind the glass here.
Yep, it's not a bad night. It was cold earlier, and that's a little warm. It warmed up a little bit now since then, didn't it, Bob?
We got the air conditioning going full blast. All right, there's a fake handoff to Pitts, and downfield with the throw, Stevens finds Miles Denson, and he's loose at the 50-yard line, steps out of bounds with another Greenville first down. Great deception by Brandon Stevens on the fake handoff, and then he finds Miles Denson with a good gain.
I mean, we saw the first drive. Greenville opened up the running game. So now the Red Hawks are watching the running game first, reacting to that running game. That opens up passing game.
And a good play on first down. That's been critical for the Lions so far
They've
tonight.
had a couple bad plays on first down, so this is going to shift the momentum that way.
Brandon Stevens takes a shotgun snap, fakes to Pitts, looks downfield. He finds Jaquez Davis, who's loose. He's down inside the 15-yard line, and he's brought down from behind by number 15, Kendall Woolley of the Hawks. So another nice throw by Brandon Stevens, and Davis does a great job of getting yards after the catch, but we may have a flag on the play. Everybody's coming back. Ineligible receiver downfield against the Lions. Boy, that's a tough one.
Now, it's probably more than likely a blocker going downfield when he wasn't supposed to.
Wow.
Kind of hurts a little bit, doesn't it, Bob?
Yeah, that negates a really nice gain by the
That one hurts
Lions.
a little bit.
So that 5-yard penalty sets the Lions back to their own 44-yard line. Still first down and 15. Brandon Stevens, thus far, very successful with the passing game, needs another big one right here. And he finds Denson. Denson's just hemmed in by two Frisco Liberty defenders, 34 and 11. That's Brett Boroff with his first good play, in addition to Sam Wineas. Wineas has had several tackles tonight and a pass breakup.
Sam Wineas has broken up crucial plays that probably would have resulted in a couple touchdowns.
So only a gain of 1. We'll call it 2. 2nd and 13. Stevens takes a snap, looks to his right, finds Denson. Denson spins out of one tackle, but can't spin out of the second one, and is brought down at the Liberty 46-yard line. Nice gain, but 3rd and 7 remain for the Lions. Lions looking for 3rd and 7. 9:12 remaining, second quarter. Stevens is going to keep it. This time he is stopped. So this is going to be a tough decision for Coach Duke at the 45-yard line of Liberty. This is a 4th down and about 4, a solid 4 yards. What do you think, Danny?
There's a lot of football left. It looks like they're bringing out the kicking team now.
Stevens has had quite a bit of success with that run up the middle, but on that particular occasion, the white-shirted Red Hawks were able to stop him and force a punting situation. Josh Luna, punt formation. I think that's Jackson Cathy, number 22, a junior in the blocking position. Good snap, and Luna gets it blocked. Blocked by Prince Ugo, and it's picked up by Liberty. And they're still scrambling around. Looks like a rugby scrum. The Lions finally bring him down. Looks like they're going to mark it at the Lion 35-yard line. So a big turnover by the Lions as a punt gets blocked. That might have been Hugo with the block. I'm not for sure, but he got he received it or picked it up.
It looks like it. The kicker took a little bit too much time to get set and get his kickoff. And that's what allowed Prince Hugo to come and get that block for a loss. And now, Red Hawks have pretty good positioning, don't they?
Oh, real good field position for Liberty here. We'll see if Luster goes for the big one right away here. Had that unusual I-type formation, and he hands off to number 24, Jack Bryan, and he is just smothered on the right side. John Hill was over there, and somebody else on the tackle. Nice play by the Greenville defense for a 2-yard loss. Greenville's defense really has to step up now as they've handed the Redhawks great field position. Fake handoff, and rolling right is Luster. He's got some open field, and he's going to step out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, forced out by number 9 for Greenville, Zadarian Tyson. So the Redhawks still have a little work to do for their first down. We'll call it 3rd and 5. Luster and Bryan in the backfield. And the Lions need a big defensive play right now. He hands off to Bryan, and Bryan is upfield for first down yardage. Wofford and number 54 for Greenville on the tackle, Jalen Maps.
These Redhawks defense are now running the ball. We're seeing them run more than passing now in this drive.
Offense moving the ball. First down for the Redhawks. 24-yard line of Greenville. Luster takes the snap, throws it out, finds his man. Man is loose, and he's inside the 5-yard line. Will Ashmore with the reception, a little down and out. Nice throw over a defender's arms, outstretched arms, into the hands of Ashmore for a really nice first down.
And Elijah Wofford got beat on that route. He rushed in too hard, and that's what allowed that back to go down the curl route like that. And
okay, Luster hands off to Brown, and Brown walks into the end zone for an easy touchdown, but there's a flag on the play and a holding call against the Redhawks. So big penalties against both teams, negated big plays. In this case, a touchdown will be taken off the board for Liberty.
Now let's see if our Greenville Lions can do something with that, Bob.
Really need to. You think back to that last drive when the Lions had the ball, what looked to be, first down at the Liberty 10-yard line. The play was called back on an ineligible receiver downfield. Here we have Liberty with an easy touchdown on a run by Brown from about 6 yards, called back for holding. All right, so still first down. Luster takes a low snap, looking downfield, now getting some pressure. Michael Surface has a hold of him and gets him down, and he throws it out of bounds. I think that'll be a grounding call.
It's intentional grounding, Bob.
Yeah, there's the flag.
There's that pink flag, Bob.
So essentially that, that's just like a sack, and I think Michael Surface gets credit for a sack. They'll spot the ball exactly where Luster was being brought down as he threw that ball out of bounds. Are they using pink flags tonight?
Yeah, I saw.
I've never seen a pink penalty flag before,
well,
but
October is National
Breast
Women's
Cancer?
Health Week. Yeah,
Breast cancer?
National Women's Health Month and Breast Cancer
All
Awareness
right.
Month. So they're going to
I like it.
using pink flags. Usually the football players are dressed out in pink as well. We're not seeing that tonight, but maybe next week they'll get some more stuff.
All right, so that is a loss of down. So it'll be 2nd and 21. Luster fakes to Brown, finds Hulstein down inside the 5-yard line. Ball's fumbled.
The Lions
Greenville Lions are pointing like they've recovered the ball, but the referee disagrees. So a beautiful throw from Luster to Hulstein, and looks like they're going to be set up at about the 3-yard line. Still going to be goal to go if they move it up. So Liberty recovers Holstein's fumble. It'll be 3rd down at the 3-yard line, 3rd and goal. Watch for Jack Bryan on the run here. Luster fakes, and takes it in himself, standing up. A touchdown for Keldrick Luster.
So that was that formation we saw at the beginning of the game, that there was a missnap for a loss. That's that formation we saw again.
Yeah, it's an I formation with two additional backs lined up one side or the other for blocking.
And there's one back behind.
Luster. Yep. Moros takes the kick from the hold of Mulestein, who handled a low snap, gets it up and through, and the Frisco Liberty Redhawks lead the Lions 16-14 with 5:52 remaining in the first half. Liberty putting up quite a struggle here for the Lions. They're doing a nice job, led by a sophomore quarterback.
And I mean, I didn't notice it now, but now that we're looking at Holstein on this side of the field, he does look 6'5" now from here, 6'5" and 220.
Yeah, he's clearly 6'5". We thought in pregame that he looked a little bit thin, but
he's too far for us to see, I guess.
He's a big receiver, there's no question about it, and a darn good one. The guy we haven't seen is Evan Stewart, number 1. I don't know whether that's him on the
players to watch.
Yeah, I don't see him on the other side of the field. I wonder if he's nicked up. All right, Morris for the placement here. He approaches. Here's the kick, and he pooches again. That's taken by Brown, and Brown makes his way up beyond the 40-yard line of the Lions before a host of Liberty defenders bring him down.
It's going to be interesting to see what we're going to be, what these Greenville Lions, what we're going to be doing this drive. The first 3 drives, they mostly stuck to the ground. The third drive, it didn't work as well.
Well, Stevens has done most of the damage, but the last time he tried one up the middle, he was stopped for virtually no gain. So they need to get the running backs going. They need to get Denson and Pitts both involved in the running game. And that offensive line's really got to step up here. Denson in motion, gives it to him on the jet sweep, and he's brought down maybe for a yard gain. Liberty's got that one pretty well handled now.
Yep. They had a lot of practice with it earlier.
Well, it's a favorite play of the Lions, so, when you review the films, it's pretty easy to tell that the Lions are pretty dependent upon Miles Denson getting around that end on the jet sweep. So we'll give him a gain of 2. 2nd and 8. This time a handoff to the running back Pitts, and Pitts is upfield for a gain of about 4. I notice in there at blocking back for the Lions is number 33, Emiliano Portillo, in place of Michael Surface, who does double duty as a defensive end. Portillo comes out now. 3rd, and we'll call it a long 4 for the Lions. 4:44 remaining. Big 3rd down. Lions really need this conversion to keep the drive going. Stevens rolling left, looking downfield, and an errant throw intended for Miles Denson will force a 4th down and another punting situation for the Lions.
The Lions really struggling now to even really get a 1st down. After these Redhawks take away that jet sweep, it's a little difficult. We're not seeing the same kind of movements we were seeing from Brandon Stevens the last drive.
And Isaiah Lowe is in to do the punting on this particular one. I don't know whether Luna was hurt. Looked like we might have had an offside. If that's an offside, that'll convert the Lions into a 1st down.
I don't see a peak flag, Bob.
Wow, I thought he was clearly offsides.
I saw that too, but
in the neutral zone.
I guess one of the refs missed it.
Punt by Lowe rolls down to about the 21-yard line. So an effective punt by Isaiah Lowe leads to a Frisco Liberty 1st down. 4:21 remaining, and they lead the Lions 16-14.
Now the key here is to pressure. We're not seeing any pressure other than that Michael Surface play we saw in the last drive by the Redhawks. We need more pressure from this defensive line.
I agree with you. Luster has just had way too much time. Kind of a split I formation once again. Handoff to Bone coming right. Penalty on the play as Bone gets upfield to about the 25-yard line before he's brought down by Belton. But that one's coming back, Dan.
That's what we need to see here, Bob.
Yeah, the deeper that the Lions can put the Red Hawks, maybe the less opportunity Luster will have to throw the ball. Receivers been running pretty much wide open for Liberty tonight. Not only do we need more pressure from the defensive line, we need tighter coverage from our defensive backs. Josh Luna is in there at a defensive cornerback, so he is okay. Belton anchors the Greenville defense from his little linebacker. Luster drops back. He's looking deep. Ball is 50 yards in the air, and it's almost intercepted by Caleb Johnson. Johnson running with, I think that's Preston Irvine from Liberty, and he was also getting some help from the safety.
Looks like the Greenville Lions were expecting that.
Yeah, they double covered Irvine that time.
Yep.
Looks like Krishan Guster was back there helping Johnson before Johnson nearly made the pick. So second down, we'll call it 20 after the penalty for holding. Luster gives to Bone, and Bone is hit initially, and he breaks a tackle. Oh, wow, that was a good defensive play, but the defender just didn't hang on.
That would have been a tackle for a loss, Bob, and that would have been great. That would have been great momentum there for the Greenville Lions.
Wow, absolutely.
And that's just a letdown now.
Might have been Decorian Givens that initially got a hold of him and just couldn't bring him down. Nice run by Bone to break that tackle.
It's a good stiff arm.
3rd and 4 for Liberty. Luster's going to take it up the middle.
First down.
He gets past the 20, very close to first down yardage. So this will be a difficult pill for Coach Duke to swallow after having the Hawks backed up with a 1st and 20.
They're moving the chains.
So it is a Liberty first down.
And Coach Duke there looks a little...
Again, maybe he wanted a measurement.
Yeah.
Okay, the referees grant the first down, and Luster gets it. Nice run up the middle. Now he takes it. He fakes right. He's looking deep. He's got a man wide open, and he overthrows him. Irvine had beaten the defenders, 2 of them, and the fake by Luster kind of drew everybody in, and Irvine was deep. Thankfully for the Lions, it was overthrown.
I mean, we got to see better coverage. That was a missed coverage there. Luster needed to be there on that play. He's a free safety. He has to check deep. He needed to be there, and I guess Coach looks like Coach is talking to him right now about that.
Yeah, Lions dodge a big bullet there. A little bit of inexperience from the sophomore QB. 2nd and 10. Luster fakes to Bone. He rolls right, finds a wide open Holstein. Holstein up the field to the 50, breaks a tackle to the 40. 32-yard line before he's brought down by Kadarian Johnson. Again, a receiver running wide open.
And when you have a receiver that's 6'5", 220, you got to beat him low. You can't tackle the shoulder. You can't tackle him up high because he will beat you every single time. These defensive backs got to get that in their head. They got to tackle low.
And there is a penalty on the play. Another huge gain. It's going to be negated by a flag.
That's great, Bob.
It's great for the Lions.
That's
it's
great
not
for the
so
Lions.
good for the Hawks. So we're seeing big plays tonight being wiped out by penalties. Coaches just hate to see that, Danny, when your offense clicks and one person makes a mistake and they bring it all back. Holstein comes back into the game replacing Kendall Woolley. 2nd down and 15 yards to go for Liberty. Luster fakes and finds, but overshoots.
It's better coverage
Preston
there.
Irvine.
Better coverage there from this defensive nickel package there as well. Looks like the defensive backs are getting some safety help.
Well, Coach said that they might double the the better receivers. Irvine, number 23, is probably and along with Holstein, going to be the main receivers. But Irvine maybe is the deep guy.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of 10 and ins from Holstein.
Okay, so Lester has a man in motion, fakes, finds a screen on the right to Bone, and Bone's got running room. Elijah Wofford bumps him, and he's finally knocked out of bounds by Kadarian Johnson, I believe. But it's a first down for Liberty. Well-executed screen. Lester faked to the right and came back to Bone on the left, and he had just a host of blockers up front.
Little to no kind of pressure from the Greenville line defense, and that's what allowed that big play to happen.
First and 10 for Liberty at their own 46-yard line. Luster finds Holstein with a nice running leaping catch, and Holstein is down inside the 30-yard line of the Lions, tackled by Luna there.
Great leaping catch from Holstein.
He is indeed a big target.
Hard to take down. Took about 3 lines to take him down.
Well, Luna's about his size. He's a lanky defender as well. But a nice throw again by the quarterback, Luster. First down at the 29-yard line of Greenville for Liberty. Luster once again fakes up the middle. Now he's loose on a scramble. Luna's running after him and forces him out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Luster doing damage both in the air and on the ground.
And that was a good block to set the outside edge there by Preston Irvine.
And it looks like we may have another penalty, Danny.
Yep, there's a pink flag on the field, Bob, right on the, looks like right on the 38.
Well, the Redhawks have been guilty of holding on numerous occasions. I got to guess that was probably another holding call. I've got to pay more attention to the referee when he gives his signals. Hit me upside the head next time I don't watch.
All right, Bob.
All right. Luster back now, first and long. And this time he does hand off to Brian, and Brian runs way upfield for a gain of about 16 or 17 yards. And the Redhawks go quickly without a huddle. Another handoff to Brian. This time the Lions stop him after a gain of about 4. Redhawks playing up-tempo. 2:02 remaining, and they go again without a huddle. Luster this time keeps it himself, steps over the line of scrimmage, gets a first down, brought down at the 8-yard line by Greenville's defense. Redhawks just ripping the line of scrimmage right now. They've got 3 timeouts remaining, but they're going up-tempo, and it's catching Greenville flat-footed on defense.
Definitely catching them off guard. Looks like they're wearing out that Greenville Lions defensive line.
I think the Redhawks coaching staff has decided now that they don't have to be in any rush. They're probably going to just try to run down the clock now and try to put points on the board. Luster hands off to his running back. That's Will Ashmore, and Ashmore runs into a brick wall.
Way to crowd that box for the Greenville Lions defense.
Yeah, Luna came up to help surface, and I think maybe Deshaun Grigsby. Now, once again, Liberty is back at the line of scrimmage. Luster looks over for the call. 1 minute exactly remaining with a 16-14 score in favor of Frisco's Liberty's Redhawks. Second and about 10 to go. Luster looks right and has to get rid of it early over the head of Bone. Good pressure that time from Sincere Jones.
And it went right over Chris Johnson's head. By the time he turned around, the ball was already behind him.
Jones replaced by Daniel Jimenez as Liberty calls timeout with 39 seconds remaining here in the first half. Greenville Lions' second game of the season, and they're trailing Liberty 16-14. Kind of a surprise.
It definitely is a surprise. Not what we expected as we were discussing this before the game, but it's still early. We still got 2 more quarters to go here. And a lot can happen in those 2 quarters, Bob.
How important is it, do you think, for Greenville's defense to keep the Redhawks from scoring a touchdown there?
We need to see more pressure from that Greenville Lions defensive line, Bob. That is the key to the game. They're leaving him too wide open to make easy decisions. They're giving him time to look for an open man. So we need to see more pressure from that defensive line.
Yeah, and we got to credit that young offensive line of Liberty. They've really done a good job in pass protection. Okay, we're back in action now. Keldrick Luster, the sophomore quarterback's got Jonathan Bone on his right, split with another running back to his left. He fakes to Bone and looks to the end zone, looking for Holstein again, and the ball is incomplete. That brings up a 4th down.
Good defense by Elijah Wolford. That's about as good defense as you can get against a 6'5", 220 receiver there.
Absolutely. All right, so nice defensive play by the Lions' defensive backfield, and Morose will line up for a field goal attempt. It's going to be spotted by Holstein at the 16-yard line. It'll make it a 26-yard attempt with 34 seconds remaining. Good snap, good placement. The kick is up, and it is good. Morose is a solid kicker as he moves the score to Liberty 19, Greenville 14, and the Lions do have 3 timeouts remaining, but only 30 seconds with which to work.
So we're gonna see. Here's where we might see a lot of some Brandon Stevens throws here, Bob. They're gonna try to throw downfield, get some players out, stop the clock. I doubt they're going to be running too much. It's going to run the clock up. They do have all their timeouts.
Yeah, I'm looking for Caleb Johnson or Sean Brown deep. Maybe we get a kick return. We haven't had a kick return so far this year, and Greenville typically has plenty of speed, and somebody will break one of these games. Maybe it'll be right now. Miles Denson and Caleb Johnson back deep for the Lions. We're looking at a full moon over there, Danny. Beautiful night.
Beautiful night. Earlier was 61 degrees.
Evan Morose, the junior kicker for Liberty, has had a really nice night. Idagus Johnson set up in the middle for the short kick. And Morose approaches. And it's a difficult. It's on the ground. Sean Brown picks it up, running mostly east-west. I don't know whether that was designed to onside kick or not, but
that was a lucky skip the ball took there.
Yeah.
The smart play would have just to jump on the ball and not risk any kind of fumble.
I agree. The Greenville Lions were lucky they got a hold of that one. It looked like it might have gotten loose. All right, so the onside attempt is unsuccessful for Morose. And the Lions will start this drive at their own 34-yard line with just 23 seconds remaining. Caleb Johnson on the slot left, Denson slot right. Pitts in the backfield blocking for Stevens. Brandon drops back and throws short, looking for Sean Brown on the right side. Ball drops at about the 45-yard line. Might have slipped out of his hands.
Looked like it did. It had a weird wobble to it as it left his hand.
They're trying to get Brown open on a slant across the middle and let him do some work after the catch. So the clock stops with 20 seconds remaining, 2nd and 10. Stevens back, getting some pressure from Ugo. Steps away from the pressure. Now scrambles, he's loose. He's burning a lot of time, but he does get a first down and he steps out of bounds at the Greenville 47-yard line.
Smart play by Brandon Stevens. Gets pressured, makes the play, and runs out of bounds to stop that clock, Bob. That's a good play.
Well, unfortunately, 12 seconds ran off the clock. Greenville does take a timeout, even though there is a stoppage. They got 3 of them. No sense taking them to the locker room with you.
Yeah.
So they'll set up a play, probably be the final play of the first half. They trail Frisco's Redhawks, Liberty's Redhawks, 19-14. Last week, they led Henderson 7-3 at the half, and it was a pretty lackluster performance from the Lions offense. They finally turned it on in the second half, and it looks like they're going to have to do the same tonight. Remember, Liberty did kick off, so they'll get the ball to begin the second half.
It's important that Coach Duke talks to his Lions defense about coverage, about pressure.
Yeah,
we're seeing a lot of time from Luster to make good plays, find the open man. So that's kind of a change I'm hoping to see in the second half of this game.
Well, Darren Duke has a defensive mindset, so he'll be making some adjustments to try to make that happen. Okay, back on the field, the Lions set up at their own 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Stevens rolls left. He's looking deep downfield. He's got Brown, and Brown's got the ball. And there's 1 second remaining, and he's down at the 4 or 5 yard line.
You were right, Bob. Brandon Stevens looking for Sean Brown to go down the field. Huge play by the wide receiver.
There was a defender down there, but he didn't make a play for the ball, but he was able to bring Stevens down.
What a pass by Brandon Stevens.
Yeah, another timeout taken by the Lions. 1 second remaining. Oh, my goodness. Wow, that was a nice throw by Stevens, and he finds Brown. For what? Wow, that's got to be about a 50-yard gain, isn't it? Man. Nice throw by Brandon Stevens. Good reception by Sean Brown. Brown's been his most reliable receiver during the first 2 games of the season. And boy, what an opportunity for the Lions to get some momentum.
Definitely, Bob. That was a huge play, crucial play. Let's see what they can do with it here, with 1 second left on the play clock for this first half.
You really have an option to run or pass in this situation because it's not going to make any difference.
Definitely, you got one play here.
You got to make it a good one.
Definitely.
And this could really, really make a difference in the final outcome of this game.
Maybe we'll be seeing a jet sweep here from Denson.
I don't think so. It hadn't been that successful the last couple of times they tried it.
They might shake him.
I'll tell you what, Sean Brown is a big receiver. He goes about 6'4". He's pretty much built like Holstein, but he's not quite as bulky. But that might not be a bad option. You know who else would be a good option? It'd be Michael Surface coming out of the backfield. Actually, he's set up as a tight end right now. Another big receiver. And they're going to try a field goal. Interesting.
Okay.
All right, so Archer with Phillips holding. Archer O'Neal. Low snap, it's a fake. And the throw is high and incomplete. Looking for Michael Surface on the fake field goal. I like the call.
I was a little disheartening seeing them go with the kick. But now we see why they did that, Bob.
Yeah, good call by Brett Alexander. You got to give the Lions offensive coordinator a lot of credit for trying a little razzle-dazzle. And tell you what, Liberty did a great job with defending that play. They were not fooled at all. So the Lions here at halftime trail by a score of 19-14. The Redhawks from Frisco Liberty taking it to the Lions thus far. And Danny and I will be back while you enjoy the Greenville High School band and the Flaming Flashes. We'll be back with the statistics from the first half, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime enjoyment, we now present the Greenville Flashes and the Lion Pride Band. The Flaming Flashes are the oldest drill team in the world, founded 96 years ago by Gus and Dale Davis. the famed creator of the Kilgore Rangerette. We proudly present the 2020-2021 Greenville Flaming Flashes. Officers for 2020-2021 are Major Angela Silverea, daughter of Angel and Maria Silverea. Major Chloe T. Manley, daughter of Lance Manley and Jose Cruz. Major Maria Demas, daughter of Rhonda Casey. Major Stephanie Guerrero, daughter of Ruby Hernandez and Ramon Guerrero. And Colonel Ashlyn Vaughn, daughter of Daniel and Ashlyn Austin and the late Clarence Vaughn. Outstanding flashes of the week, Chloe Gage and Jessica Rios. Good evening. And welcome to the Lion Pride Band portion of tonight's halftime. Greenville Independent School District is very proud to present the 2020 edition of the Lion Pride Band from Greenville High School. A performance of pride. Tonight, our award-winning band will do their 2020 UIL contest show, Dream On. The band will perform their first movement of their competition show, Eleanor Rigby, with David McCarthy as the trumpet soloist. Band student of the week goes to Blake Rutherford. Drum majors for the band are Tobias Hackney, Karen Ocho, and Cindy Sadler.
I can give him this one. I can just go put this in the thing.
Bob Muty and Danny Hernandez back here with you at TA Cotton Ford Stadium, and we've got the first half statistics courtesy of Greenville sports writer, the infamous David Claiborne. David, tell us about the first half.
I don't know how infamous I am, but I can add a few numbers here and there, thanks to a teacher I had back in the day. The stats are pretty close. 19-14, Liberty's up, but first downs, Greenville 11, Liberty 9. Okay. Rushing yards, Greenville 117, Liberty 100. Greenville 113 yards passing, Liberty 119. So the totals only 11 yards difference. Greenville up 230 to 219. Passing is 7 of 17 for Liberty, 7 of 13 for Greenville. Greenville quarterback Brandon Stevens, I got him 50 yards rushing on 8 carries, and he's completed 7 of 12 passes for 113 yards. Miles Denson, he had a pretty good first half, ran 7 times for 49 yards, caught 4 passes for 34 yards. Sean Brown, of course, had 2 catches for 69 yards, including that 50-yard completion right there at the end of the first half. Kind of a shame they didn't get that one in. The difference is they didn't pick up any points on that last possession, and Liberty blocked a punt, which set that up. So, but other than that, it's been a pretty even ball game.
What are you looking for in the second half?
I'm looking for more of the same. I think Lions need to kind of take control here in the second half and see if they can put together some long drives like they started the game with.
David, thank you so much for your expert analysis and statistics.
I don't know about being expert, but I'm trying.
All right, again, David Claiborne from the Greenville Herald-Banner. Thanks again, David. Okay, Danny, so David expects a little bit more of the same, and he's hoping for a little bit better offense out of the Lions here in the second half.
Yeah, looking to see what the Lions defense is going to do to challenge the play calling from the Redhawks so far. We've seen a lot from the quarterback Luster. A lot of running, no pressure at all, basically from the Greenville Lions defense. I'm looking to see if we can get some more pressure from the Greenville Lions defense. Let them, give them some time to make some mistakes on the throws.
A little bit more consistency from the offense would be good too. The offensive line, I think, has really got to up their game a little bit and give Stevens more time and get some open holes for Pitts and Denson to run through.
Definitely, Bob, definitely. Here come the Greenville Lions there, doing their warm-up there before the second.
Yeah, they'll warm up in the end zone, and then they'll go and come through the run-through and get everybody all the band and cheerleaders are lined up in the gauntlet down there. But Liberty's been out here getting loose for about 2 or 3 minutes, and the Lions here with 20 seconds before we start the game, just now getting on the field. Liberty will receive the second half kickoff, so they have an advantage there. So the Lions defense has an opportunity to put the kibosh on Keldrick Luster right off the bat.
Definitely, yeah, we have the Greenville Lions defense have a big challenge coming into this second half. So let's see what they do. Let's see if they can get a stop here, a quick 3 and out, or if they can, a turnover would be great, Bob. Turnover.
We always like turnovers, and there haven't been very many of those tonight. Just pretty much the block punt. All right, so the Lions coming through the run-through, led by their seniors. GEUS with the flag corps. Beautiful setting here on a Friday night. Frisco Liberty leads Greenville 19-14 here at the half. Again, the Lions will be kicking off to start the second half. And they need the defense to make a statement early on, get the Lions offense back on the field and generate some offense. Very difficult situation there for the Lions as they only had a minute left at the 4-yard line. Had they converted, they could have taken some momentum into the locker room with them. However, a pass from Garrett Phillips on a fake field goal resulted in an incompletion, well defended by Liberty, and the score at halftime again 19-14 in favor of Liberty.
Band's still out there, and second half of this Liberty Greenville Lions football will be underway
shortly. Nice job by the band and the drill team and the flag corps in that halftime performance, which of course was shortened, and as will all halftime during these football games this season due to the coronavirus. The bands will not be traveling to the away games, so you only have the home band performing, and the halftimes have been limited to 18 minutes. In addition to that, the crowd capacity is limited to 42%. So as we look down in the stands, Dan, we see every other row of seating blocked off, and we only see family members sitting together. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. And everybody's 6 feet apart. So there's a lot of social distancing going on down there in the stands.
So it should be, Bob. That's the way we got to. That's what we got to do to keep Friday Night Lights going on, and we will gladly do it. We love to see these boys out here playing every Friday night.
That is a true blessing, because not everybody, but many thought that there would be no high school athletics this fall season, and the delay was not good, but here we go. All right, so Liberty, after the kickoff now, starts at their own 35-yard line, and they've got a man loose down the far sideline.
They begin the half with a big run down the outside. It looked like number 2. That was not number 2. That looked
Cameron Smith, I think
Smith.
It was, Danny.
Yep, yeah, number 3 there, Cameron Smith. Big run on the outside. We got to see more pressure from this defensive line, these Lions defense.
Quick pass from Luster to Smith results in a big gain. It's first down at the Greenville 47-yard line. Liberty moving with 11:49 remaining here in the second half. Luster looking downfield, finds a man on the far sideline. It's Smith again. Smith is knocked out of bounds at about the 41-yard line. So we didn't expect Cameron Smith to be one of the primary receivers tonight, but with Evan Stewart out of the lineup, Smith's getting a lot of attention. Second and about a long 4 for Liberty. Keldrick Luster fakes to Bone and takes it up the middle and brought down with a nice tackle. Very close to first down yardage. That was Davion Wallace on the stop, senior linebacker.
That was a great tackle, met him at the hole and just challenged him. And
yeah, one of the best tackles I've seen all season.
Definitely, it's a good, great tackle to prevent that first down.
Third and short, look for a Luster keeper here. He takes it up the middle and he fakes the pitch, and he stopped maybe short of first down yardage. He may have lost yardage there. Nice job on the right side of the defensive line over there. Looked like Maps was involved. Maybe got some help from Wallace. So fourth down and very short. Liberty's going for it. Now they're not so sure. Luster looks over to the sideline, the coaching staff. Play clock down to 17. Takes a snap. And he's brought down immediately. Beautiful defensive play by Wallace once again.
They saw that line come up from the middle. They've been doing that the whole game. They saw it coming, and they were ready for it.
Davion Wallace with a run blitz that proved successful, and he brings Luster down for a loss and a turnover on downs, and that's the defensive play that we wanted to see from the Lions beginning this second half, Danny.
Definitely, Bob. And that's what we were looking to see from this Greenville Lions defense. Force a 3 and out.
Well, they did get a first down, but to the Lions defense's credit, they made the play that they needed to and turned the ball over. Okay, here's the Greenville Lion offense. Denson on a jet sweep throws the ball deep, and he underthrows Sean Brown on a little trickery. Pretty good coverage by the secondary of Liberty, but a better throw by Denson would have resulted in a touchdown because Brown had a step on the defender.
Yeah, I don't know how you can throw with gloves on. I could never throw it with gloves on. Maybe you throw out that glove, you might have been able to meet him with the ball.
Good point. 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Their own 38-yard line. Fake to Pitts. Stevens with the keeper. Dodging defenders. Finally, with a little juking, gets brought down for a loss.
Not much help from Dennison there. Came off his block, and the quarterback was able to seal the edge there on Stevens.
Defensively, they did a good job of stringing that play out, and Stevens really might have been better off had he just turned that one upfield. 3rd and long, we'll call it 3rd and 10 for the Lions. Stevens straight drop back, has pressure, scrambles out, fakes a throw. Looks like he's trying to get a first down, and he steps out of bounds. He may have stepped out of bounds a little bit short of the first down, Dan. He could easily have made that yardage, but he steps out of bounds. I think that's going to be short. And I'm wrong, thankfully.
Okay, there we go, thankfully.
So Stevens knew more about where he was than I did as he steps out of bounds with a Greenville conversion. Huge 3rd down conversion for the Lions. So they keep the drive moving. They got the ball at their own 48-yard line. Stevens with another good run on a scramble. Caleb Johnson in motion on the sweep, takes the pitch, turns it up, and is stopped after about a 2-yard gain right at midfield. Jet sweep, typically one of Greenville's better options offensively. Tonight, not so much, Dan.
Not so much. We've had some success with it with Miles Dennison, but...
All right, so it's 2nd and 10 at midfield. Denson in motion. Stevens fakes to Denson, takes it up the middle, picks up about 5 yards to Liberty's 45-yard line. Brandon Stevens using his legs.
The good thing about that jet sweep is it does create good opportunities for Brandon Stevens to run up the field with it. Fake the jet sweep for a pass, or fake the jet sweep to run up the gut.
Yeah, the defense definitely is looking for Miles Denson on that sweep, and they've got it covered pretty well, and that opened up the keeper by Stevens. 3rd and about a long 3 for the Lions. Big play. Denson, he fakes to Denson, and Stevens is going to be brought down for a loss by, once again, the junior linebacker, Daniel Ajayi, brother of Jay Ajayi, famous Liberty alumnus. So Ajayi's play forces a punting formation for the Lions, and Isaiah Lowe, number 14, is back in punt formation. Jackson Cathy as the blocking back. Snap is good. Low kick by Lowe. It's taken by Cameron Smith at the 19-yard line. He goes left, and he's up the field for a nice return to about the 36-yard line of Liberty. Not much hang time on that kick from Lowe, and Smith was able to do something with it before the coverage got downfield.
Yeah, Greenville Lions defense is lucky. Horse collar tackle wasn't called on that. It looked like he tackled a little bit too high up on the shoulders.
Well, that would have been that much worse for the Lions, the coverage team. So Keldrick Luster sets his Liberty Redhawks team up at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Holstein in the slot to the right. Straight drop back by Luster, and he finds Irvine at the 42-yard line, and he's thrown out of bounds by Luna and Zadarian Tyson. Pickup of about 7 yards. We'll call it 6. 2nd and 4 at the 42. 19-14 lead for the Sky Redhawks over the Lions. Luster gives to Bone on a sweep. Davian Wallace hog ties him and throws him out of bounds, but I think he's got first down yardage.
Looks like he does. A good tackle there. Good fake by Luster. An even better run by Bones there to get the outside edge and get that first down.
Davian Wallace has really been active early here in the second half on defense. Jeremiah McCallum into the ball game defensively now. He's our deep snapper. Don't want him getting hurt. Running back, number 5, takes the handoff. That's Will Ashmore from Luster, and picks up short yardage before he's brought down by Deshaun Grigsby and Jaden Maps. And I think on the other side there, that might have been, looks like number 20 for the Lions, Dayton Maps on the defensive play. Second and a long 8 for Liberty. Luster fakes the handoff, rolling right, under some pressure, throws out of bounds. No, incomplete.
Great
Good.
pressure from Michael Surface there, Bob.
Yeah, that's the kind of pressure that we need, and Surface is a good guy to get his hands up in the face of Keldrick Luster and force the incompletion. Defense playing much better here early in the second half. There is a penalty on the field, and Liberty has an ineligible receiver downfield. So that's a 5-yard penalty. Still showing, I think that's a loss of down if I'm not mistaken. Scoreboard shows 3rd and 13. The linesman over there shows 2nd and 13. Keldrick Luster in the shotgun formation, straight drop back, looking downfield. Now he's going to run it. He's being chased by Ortega. He throws, and I believe that's incomplete. Nice coverage there by Kenton Anderson on number 17, Lawson Town. Forces the incompletion, and if that was 3rd down, it'll bring up a 4th down situation. We'll wait and see. Got to brush up on my rules, Danny.
There's great pressure from Maps there, chasing down Luster as he runs on the outside, trying to get that pass out. And good coverage by Ortega there.
All right, it is indeed 3rd down and 13 to go for Liberty. Once again, Keldrick Luster back, looking downfield, finds a man, and it is complete. Right at the sticks. It's going to be a little bit short, so it'll bring up a 4th down and less than a yard at the Greenville 44-yard line, and they're going to stop possibly for a measurement.
It doesn't look... I don't know what the coaches are seeing there, Bob, because from where I'm looking, it looks like they're a yard short.
Well, I don't see any timeout indicated for either team, so this is an official timeout, and they're huddling up to see if they want to do a measurement. I didn't get the receiver's number on that, but that was a good throw on a stop pattern right at the sideline. Good throw by Luster, easy reception, good coverage, but just not tight enough.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Cameron Smith on the reception there.
Well, he's been getting a lot of action, so you're probably right. Where the ball was spotted at the far sideline is right next to where the chain gang is, so the referees almost have a measurement right there. All they have to do is just look at it, and they can tell from here clearly that it's not a 1st down. I guess the trick is to getting the ball spotted correctly when they walk to the middle of the field.
I guess so. Yeah, from
Now they are bringing the chains out.
From where we were sitting here, Bob, I could see that it wasn't enough, but...
Well, the referee just held up his hand with a fist, which indicates, okay, they brought the chain gang out so they'd have the proper placement of the ball, I think. They really didn't use the chain gang to measure it when they brought them out. So it is a 4th down. Looks like it's about maybe a foot for a first down for Liberty. Let's see if the Lion defense can come up with another big play. On the last fourth down, Davian Wallace made a stop. Now Luster comes up underneath, probably will take a quarterback sneak. And boy, it didn't look like he moved forward, but the officials are showing a first down. So he must have gotten forward progress before he got pushed backward.
Yeah.
Once again, Davian Wallace at the bottom of that pile, they stopped it up pretty good, but Luster got just enough for the first down.
You could sort of expect that. We've seen a lot of plays from Luster coming up the middle.
Well, that was the first time he was under center. Jack Bryan busts one up the middle for a first down gain, it looks like. Bryant's done a nice job, and they've opened some really good holes for him. First down, Liberty. They go quickly from the Greenville 32-yard line. Luster once again to Bryan. Bryan takes it outside this time, and off tackle, he's up for, looks like another 10-yard gain.
They're just moving the chains on the Lions defense now, Bob.
Well, this up-tempo offense has caught the Lions sleeping just a little bit. Luster calling for the quick snap once again. Oh, and the ball gets away, but Bryant takes it out of midair off the hands of Luster and tries to make lemonade out of lemons, but he's stopped for a couple-yard loss.
It was a good catch by Bryan's there.
That could have been disaster. I mean,
bad.
that was clearly a bad snap and went off Luster's hands, and he was reaching up. And Bryant, fortunately, in that I formation that we've talked about, was able to take it and try to get upfield, but a 2-yard loss. So 3rd and about 3. Luster with the keeper, and he's through for a first down, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, and he's into the end zone for a Red Hawks touchdown. Keldrick Luster showing some really good strength and balance as he works to the end zone for a 20-yard touchdown run.
Those Red Hawks offensive linemen opening up the holes there for these middle runs up the gut to happen. And the Lions defensive line need to do better sealing that and creating more pressure.
25-14 Red Hawks as Moros lines up to try to make it 26. Holstein puts it down, the kick is up, and it is good. 26-14. Red Hawks over the Lions. Greenville's got some work to do, Danny.
They do. It's not what we expected there, Bob.
No, really, Coach Duke felt like this was certainly a winnable game. He thought that the defenses would be weaker, and apparently the Red Hawk defense is bringing a little bit more to the table than he expected.
The Red Hawk offensive line really overpowering the Lions defensive line.
Well, you know, Ajayi and Prince Ugo have had a couple of, they've been a couple of guys on that defensive side that have done a really nice job for Liberty. So the Lions find themselves down 12 with 4:05 remaining here in the second half at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. Game number 2 of the 2020 season for the Lions, showing some inconsistencies tonight. Really could use a big play from the return team.
The Red Hawks taking a little bit longer to get set up there to kick the ball. It makes me wonder if they got something up their sleeves.
Yeah, I wonder if they might try that onside type kickoff again. That thing was almost mishandled by the Lions. They've got 4 men up front for the Lions standing at their own 33-yard line. It looks like they're going to kick off from the Greenville 45, so there must have been a penalty at some point, maybe on the PAT that we didn't pick up, Dan. So Evan Morose from the Greenville 45-yard line. He can easily kick this one out of the end zone, but let's see what he wants to do. I have a feeling he's not going to kick it deep. Here's the approach. And exactly what I didn't expect, he kicks it through the end zone. I'm a real prognosticator, Dan. All right, so the Lions will start at their own 25-yard line. Moros gets credit for a touchback, albeit a 45-yard kick. Lions really have to get some consistency on offense here. The guys up front, the big eaters as they call them, really need to start taking care of that defensive line of the Redhawks and getting to those linebackers and keeping them off the running back. Brandon Stevens, a quick outlet. He finds Denson, and Denson picks up nice yardage down beyond the 30-yard line. Good downfield blocking by Caleb Johnson, who comes up a little bit gimpy. Got to like that play as it goes for a Greenville first down.
Yeah, it looks like he's okay on the play. He motioned out to number 9. Looks like Zadarian Tyson, that he's good, that he can stay in the game. Looks like he's stretching that toe a little bit.
Yeah, it might be a cramp issue with Caleb Johnson.
That's a good way to get the first play of this drive started there with the first down.
Yeah, first downs have been critical for the Lions. When they've been successful, the drives have been successful. All right, so we're up at the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Hand off to Pitts. He sidesteps one tackler, and then he's hit hard by number 4, Will Glatch. Nice tackle by Glatch from his linebacker position. Pitts looks like he had a little bit of running room until Glatch just grabbed him by the legs. Form tackle by Will Glatch. 2nd and 8 for the Lions. 3:33 remaining. They trail Liberty 26-14 here in the third quarter. Senior quarterback Brandon Stevens fakes to Pitts. Out, finds Caleb Johnson, stumbles, and tries to get upfield to the first down sticks, but he's going to be about 3 yards short. So the Lions going to the flat passes, trying to get their speed into play and pick up some easy first downs.
Some good throws and some good catches from Johnson and from Denson to gain some yardage here and get a momentum going. I think that's what this Greenville offense really needs right now.
Yeah, this is a big third down at this point in the game. 3rd and 3, you wouldn't expect it to be a huge play, but momentum-wise, the Greenville Lions have to get this first down to keep some kind of momentum. Brandon Stevens takes a snap, rolling right, and he finds Jaquez Davis. He's open at the 30. Oh, and he stumbles at the 25-yard line and comes down at about the 21-yard line. Nice pass and catch and run after the catch by Jaquez Davis.
And that's what we needed to see, Bob. We needed to see a big play, create big momentum. I bet these Greenville Lions are feeling pretty good about that play now.
And the Lions go up tempo, taking a page out of Liberty's playbook. Referees respot the ball at the 22. Stevens with Pitts next door. It's Otagus Johnson. Fakes to Johnson, and Brandon Stevens has some room, and he's going to be in the end zone. So, Brandon Stevens does his best imitation of Keldrick Luster and runs about 22 yards for a Greenville score. 26-20 right now before the placement by Archer Oldneal. So the Lions answer quickly. Nice to see. Nice to see the Lions get back into the game real quickly.
We're seeing similar games from both these teams.
All right. Oh, and the placement is no good. It was a low snap, and Phillips couldn't get it placed. Archer's Oldneal's kick hits the left upright, and the kick is no good. So it's a 6-point margin. Still a one-score game. Liberty 26, Greenville 20 with 2:51 remaining here in the third quarter.
It's a one-touchdown game, just like that, Bob. And Greenville Lions defense have a challenge ahead of them to get a stop, prevent the Redhawks from scoring on the play, from scoring this drive, and turn this game around.
We'll see what Oldneal will do with this kickoff, whether he tries to go deep with it or pooches it. He's given up Greenville gives up pretty good field position when they try this pooch kick. Coach Duke has told me that the two Greenville kickers, both Pauline and O'Neal, don't have much range, and I guess that's why the pooch kick is in order. Back deep for the Red Hawks at the 15-yard line, two receivers. O'Neal's kick comes down at the 18-yard line, taken straight up, a one missed tackle, and breaking tackles, and up to the 34-yard line goes number 5 for Liberty. Nice run back by Will Ashmore. So again, good field position for the Red Hawks. Lions defense now with Grigsby and Sincere Jones anchoring the tackle spots. Surface and Hill at the defensive ends. McCallum in there, one of the linebacker spots, with David Ortega and Davion Wallace. And in the defensive backfield, Zadarian Tyson, I think Caleb Johnson over there on the far side. Luster hands off, and a nice job defensively by the Lions defensive line right there, pretty much at the line of the scrimmage.
And I was going to say that the Lions defense really need to expect those runs up the middle when they see that formation. It gives that far back running back a little bit more time to get a good running start towards the middle of the line of scrimmage there. They really need to expect these run up the middle.
That's the first time in a while that they've stopped Jack Bryan on a short gain. 2nd and 9. Luster looks downfield. He's looking deep. Not on the same page with the receiver, Irvine. And the pass falls incomplete. Coverage that time by Tyson. So 3rd and long for the Red Hawks. They lead 26-20 here in the second half. 2:04 remains in the third quarter. A defensive stop for the Lions would be what the doctor ordered. Michael Surface ready to put pressure on Luster. Now he backs away. Luster straight back, looking deep once again. Now he finds Cameron Smith. Smith breaks one tackle, breaks two tackles, and is out of bounds close to first down yardage once again.
We're seeing a lot of missed tackles by this defensive line, defensive backs, Bob. But I mean, every missed tackle, it gives them inch by inch. They go and get the first down with these missed tackles.
Yeah, and the initial contact had Smith probably 3 or 4 yards short of the first down, and he broke two tackles and made the first down. So nice credit to Cameron Smith, who's seeing a lot of action as a receiver tonight. Luster fakes to Brown, ball's loose. Lions might have fallen on it. Deshaun Grigsby with the fumble recovery, as Luster has trouble with Bryan on the handoff or fake handoff. The ball drops to the ground and Grigsby falls on it at the Liberty 39-yard line.
And just as you said before, Bob, that's just what the doctor ordered. That's exactly what this Greenville offense needed. And, I mean, to start this drive, they got great positioning.
Yeah, good, best field position for the Lions offense to start a drive here in the second half. So credit to Sean Grigsby and the defensive line for creating that turnover and coming up with a fumble recovery. Stevens takes, he looks deep. Oh, man. There was a Liberty defender ready to make that play. Jaquez Davis got behind him and the ball hit Davis's hands, but he couldn't hang on a leaping try.
The Liberty defender didn't put his hands up. It was just trying to shift his body to make that play. Jaquez Anderson couldn't hold on to it, and just good play though. And it was a good read by Brandon Stevens there.
Yes, it was. Good throw. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Miles Denson, who was lined up at the running back spot. I'm sorry, it's Otagus Johnson, and Johnson goes nowhere. 3rd and 10. Lions not doing themselves any favor, forcing a 3rd and long. Stevens has been able to convert on numerous occasions. He needs to do it again. Takes a snap, rolls right, gets a block from Johnson, and tries to skip a throw down intended for Sean Brown. Falls incomplete. Lions forced to a 4th and 10 situation. They're in the Red Hawks territory, so we'll see if Coach Stuke decides to go for it or to try to get the field position, win that field position game and get it switched.
It looks like the punt team is coming out, so they will kick it.
Well, Isaiah Lowe is in punt formation, and he's not the threat to throw as Josh Luna would be, so I assume this will be a punt. He takes his snap, gets a little bit more hang time this time, and the ball is fair caught at the 6-yard line. So the Lions do what they needed to do and switch the field position. Couldn't do anything with the turnover, unfortunately, but maybe the defense can make a stand now and get it back in Red Hawk territory. 1:02 remaining here in the 3rd quarter at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. Lions trail Frisco Liberty's Red Hawks 26-20. Liberty's been led today by a sophomore quarterback who really has a bright future. His name is Keldrick Luster. He's built like a running back, really. Hands to Jack Bryant, and Bryant is stopped at about the line of scrimmage by the right side of the defensive line. Davian Wallace from his linebacker spot, and John Hill over there kind of bottled up the play, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
Lions defense need to make most of this positioning here. This is really where we need to get another stop, force a punt, and get this game rolling again.
Haven't heard much from John Carlos Belton tonight. Luster on a keeper, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, but he's brought down after a short gain. A lot of black shirts in on that play. And Belton might have been one of them. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter as the clock ticks down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So the 3rd quarter ends with the Lions trailing 26-20. And we'll take a minute to rest our vocal cords. Third and 8 for Frisco Liberty, deep in their own territory. Luster fakes the handoff, drops straight back, looking way downfield. And Irvine makes the play in double coverage. Caleb Johnson and Krishan Guster were there with Irvine Cameron Smith, and Smith makes the play. Oh, goodness.
Looks like they couldn't get their head turned around in time for them to even challenge that play. And that was a great catch. Just a great catch by Smith there.
Smith has had himself a heck of a game, and that really puts the Jayhawks in business. At the 42-yard line of Greenville, hands off to Bone. Bone is around right side. He breaks loose down to the 15, 10, and a shoestring tackle down at the 5-yard line. That saves a touchdown. That was number 16 for the Lions. I'm sorry. Probably number 15, Kadarian Johnson. That saves a touchdown. Jonathan Bone with a beautiful downfield run, broke a couple of tackles, and one of the Lions is down on the far side of the field with an apparent leg injury. Frisco Liberty Redhawks in 2 plays, Danny, go almost 90 yards in 2 plays to turn this game back around in their favor. Wow, it's like lightning struck the Lion defense.
Yeah, and I mean, we're just not seeing a very consistent defensive line. They make stops, they apply pressure, and then there's plays where they're non-existent. Luster had so much time to really get set for that long, deep ball and threw it and just made contact, and Smith made a heck of a play on that long drive.
Okay, so 2 players were down, 1 for either team. Looked like Cam Smith had a little cramp problem that he was getting stretched out, and Davian Wallace is up and leaving the field under his own power. Wallace has had an impact on the defensive side of the ball here this second half. So the Lion defense will miss him. First and goal from the 4-yard line for Liberty as they're knocking on the door, trying to increase this 6-point lead. Keldrick Luster hands to Jonathan Bone, and Bone has the corner and into the end zone for an easy touchdown. Goes in standing up from the 4-yard line. Jonathan Bone, senior running back. 2 really good plays back-to-back for the Liberty offense, and in particular Bone.
And they're just executing more than our Greenville Lions offense have this in this game. And the score will tell you that 20-32, Redhawks lead by 12 as they get ready for this kick.
And Morosa's kick is up, and it's good. 33-20, as the Redhawks have already surpassed their point total from last week when they got 27 against Frisco Reedy. They lead the Lions 33-20 with 11:13 remaining in this game, and the Lions are really going to have to get their act together.
They are. It's a 2-touchdown game, and we just got to see this Greenville Lions execute. This Lions offense have to block, and more importantly, this Lions defense have to make stops again, prevent these Redhawks from making plays and scoring on the drives. That's really what's been going down. So we'll see how the Greenville Lions offense will perform here after this kick.
Well, the Lions offensive line has been missing one of their starters, Caleb Leah. Leah was not able to go last week, and due to a meniscus problem in one of his knees, he's been held out again tonight. And I think Coach Duke told me he's one of the best, if not the best, offensive lineman that the Lions have. So they're obviously missing him tonight on that offensive front. So Morose ready to take the kickoff. Johnson and Denson deep again with Otis Johnson in the middle. And Morose kicks it deep. Johnson's going to let it go into the end zone. I think that was a good decision.
Yeah, that was a wise decision.
It was a little bit over Caleb Johnson's head, and he would have had to go back. And had he caught it, he'd have been going backwards, and doubtful he'd have been able to get out to the 25, which is where they spot it on the touchback.
Yeah, good decision by Johnson to get the the Greenville Lions offense started on the 25-yard line.
There's a spoken like a true fan employee, I'll tell you what. Okay, Greenville Lions here, not the Cowboys. Handoff is to Miles Denson, and Denson is loose. He's down the far sideline, and he's out of bounds at the Frisco Liberty 47-yard line.
22-yard run there by Denson.
Wow.
That's what we needed to see. That's what these Greenville offense needed, and Denson delivered.
They're actually marking him out at midfield, so it's a 25-yard gain, 1st and 10. This time, Otis Johnson gets the fake. Brandon Stevens, with a keeper around the right side, moves upfield for about a gain of 7. Junior O.J. Otis Johnson next to Brandon Stevens. Greenville goes quick. He's looking for Johnson and leads him a little bit too far. Incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 2 for a Greenville first down. It's pretty much 4-down territory with the score being what it is, Danny.
That's right, Bob.
Lions down 13 with 10:42 remaining from the Liberty 42-yard line, 3rd and 2. Brandon Stevens with Otis Johnson next door. Takes the keeper, and he is buried. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
I don't know if that was a wise decision there by Brandon Stevens to keep the ball. It looks to me like Caleb Johnson was there on the flat, awaiting a pass.
The Lions are going for it. It's 4th and a little bit more than 2 as Stevens lost yardage. This time he follows Otis Johnson, and he's downfield for a first down. Off the left tackle. Nice job by Greg Just over there, the junior tackle, getting his first start. Opened up a nice hole, enough for Stevens to convert the first down. Big, big play for the Lions.
We're seeing a similar game between these two quarterbacks. Luster and Stevens both play. They both sit well in the pocket, but they both have legs to run with.
Very much alike in the way they approach the game. All right, 1st and 10 for the Lions. We'll call it the 37 of Liberty. Brandon Stevens looking downfield, fakes. Now he's going deep. Nobody back there except the defenders, and the ball falls incomplete, thankfully. I don't know whether Stevens was throwing that one away or not.
I hope he was throwing it away.
Wasn't anywhere close to his receiver. Was that Denson over there?
It looked like Denson.
No, I think it's Davis. Jaquez Davis, the intended receiver, on the far side of the field. The number 6 looks kind of like the number 3 from up here. All right, 2nd and 10. Lions fail to do anything on first down again. Now Stevens directing traffic. Moves Johnson over to the left side. Takes a snap. He finds a receiver wide open. Great slant pattern to Jaquez Davis for a gain of about 20.
Jaquez Davis staring down that Red Hawks defender as he gets up from the tackle. I bet you he's feeling pretty good there.
Beautiful slant pattern. Great throw by Stevens. Stevens fakes to Johnson. Now he's looking deep into the end zone, and he throws the ball behind and wide open Sean Brown. That would have been 6.
That would have been bad. That would have been a wobbly pass there. Hit Johnson on the chest.
Very nearly intercepted.
Nearly intercepted. Bounced off his chest.
All right, so after a very accurate throw, Stevens was a little bit inaccurate on that ball, which would have resulted in a touchdown. 9:26 remaining, 2nd and 10. Stevens gives to Johnson this time. Johnson has a little bit of room. Now he's collared by Will Glatch and brought down after a short gain. We'll call it a gain of 3, so it'll be 3rd and 7. 9:07 remaining. Clock is the enemy now of the Lions. They have got to convert. They've got to get a touchdown here, Danny.
More importantly, they have to make stops after they get the touchdown.
First things first.
You're right, Bob, you're right.
Here we go. Brandon Stevens with Otis Johnson. Stevens rolling right. Looking into the end zone. He's got a man. Brown can't bring it. He brings it in, but he can't get his feet down. Led too much by Stevens. Again, just a little bit off on the throw. Brings up a 4th down.
But a great catch from Sean Brown. Just a shame that It was led a little bit too much, and we couldn't get a touchdown out of that one.
Yeah, no way he could have gotten his feet down on that one.
Nope, he was already on the other side. He was already landed on green by the time his feet came down.
And the Lions are pretty much forced to go for this touchdown here. I don't think a field goal does them very much good.
It won't do very much.
And I'm not sure O'Neal has the range anyway. So they will go for it on 4th down, and Duke is going to take a timeout and talk about it. So Danny and I will take a short break, and we'll be right back in 30 seconds. Okay, Bob Muty and Danny Hernandez back with you here on Juice 34. Lions trail Frisco Liberty 33-20 with 8:41 remaining in the game. 4th down and 8 yards from the Liberty 14-yard line. I guess you could call this a huge play, Danny.
This is a critical play, Bob. With the clock winding down, I think this might be a...
All right, it's the option play. Stevens fakes it, and he's surrounded by white shirts, and that'll force a turnover on downs. Not sure about that play. Stevens was probably supposed to pitch that. Might have been some kind of a halfback pass,
It looked like
but
it was an option.
he never got rid of it, and they just was swarmed under. So the 4th down play results in a turnover on downs, and Liberty will take over at their 14-yard line. And the defense of the Lions really has to step up now. 8.5 minutes remain. Keldrick Luster takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Bryan, looking downfield, finds an open receiver. It's Irvine, and Irvine is down at the 40-yard line. A 1st down for Liberty.
Looks like Irvine came across the field on that route and beat the defender to get open middle. And just a good play by Luster there.
Yeah, good pass, good catch.
Finding the open man and just getting great field position right off the first play of this drive.
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head when you talked about the defensive line not being able to pressure Luster. This time he hands off to Jonathan Bone around the right side, and Bone once again picks up good yardage.
There's a flag on the play there, Bob. Pink flags are on the field. Right about on the 38.
Yeah, I see the flag. Maybe this is the break that the Greenville Lions need. It's another offensive holding call against Liberty. That'll set the Red Hawks back 10 yards.
You're right, Bob. That's the break. That may be the break they needed.
So it'll be 1st and 20 from their own 20, we'll call it the 29-yard line. 1st down and 20 yards. Got to be the time for the defense to make a stand. Luster seems to have a handle on these long yardage situations. He's done a great job all night long with both passing and running. Keldrick Luster in the shotgun formation with 2 running backs on either side, fakes the run, and he throws and he finds big number 2, Holstein, for another gain down to about the 43-yard line, gain of 13 yards. Luster to Holstein's been a good combination for Liberty tonight.
And it's a good play by Josh Luna there. I would have tried to get my hand up there to try to challenge the play and challenge the catch. But a good stop, not letting Holstein get more yards off that.
Luster by himself this time. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left. Keldrick Luster, sophomore quarterback, got a man in motion. Turns, fires backwards to Cam Smith, and Smith takes it upfield. He's still going to the 40, 35-30, got an open field, chased into the end zone for a touchdown. Wow, Cam Smith's got some wheels. And that might be the straw that broke the camel's back right there. Wow, that was just a little flare pass, and Cam Smith just took it down the field beautifully, using his speed and agility, and Keldrick Luster knows who to go to when he needs a big play.
A lot of missed tackles from the Greenville Lions defense there.
And with a 19-point lead, it looks like the Redhawks are going to try to make it 21. They're lined up for a 2-point play, and Keldrick Luster is looking to the sideline. And now he calls the plays by himself in the shotgun formation, 4 receivers to the right. It's a screen pass, and I think it's short. Oh my goodness. Yeah. People up here in the press box don't like that call.
Don't like that call very much, do they, Bob?
No, the pass was complete, but it looked like the receiver was down short of the goal line, and now the linesman from the other side of the field is coming over to discuss things, and the point attempt is no good.
It looked like his knee had touched right before he extended his arms out to reach that ball past the plane of the end zone there. So it was a good call by the refs. Clearly his knee touched down before he extended.
Liberty coaching staff doesn't like it after getting the affirmative call. Now the call is reversed. May not make any difference, though, with only 6 minutes, 49 seconds remaining, and the Lions down by 19. Need the quick strike offense, Danny, and probably a couple of onside kick recoveries if the Lions want to be successful pulling this one out of the hat. Evan Morose, who's had a good game tonight in the kicking game for Liberty, will take the kickoff. Johnson and Denson deep. Here's the approach, and it's a low kick. Lions recover it at the 40-yard line. It was bounced off Elijah Wofford, and then Jackson Cathy fell on it, thankfully for the Lions, so they get good field position. Kind of an interesting call by Frisco's coaching staff.
A very interesting call. Probably not much to lose, being up 19 points up on the Lions. So now they're just trying things out on our Lions offense here.
Yeah, and it looks like Joe Galley is going to replace Brandon Stevens. This is an interesting decision here by Coach Duke and Coach Alexander. Joe Galley is a junior. He throws the ball very well. He's not a big guy, but he's a good passer. So let's see if he can get something done. He's got a man and on a short out route, and it looked like Denson just couldn't handle it. Good throw, couldn't make the catch. Not too much harm done, except we lost about an 8-yard gain. So this is preseason. We have to remember that, Danny. So Galley getting an opportunity here. Got a few minutes last week and actually threw a touchdown pass. 2nd and 10 for the Lions. 6:42 remaining. Galley looking right. Finds a man. It's Caleb Johnson.
Ooh.
And Johnson is hit hard on the far sideline.
I think Johnson hit hard. It looks like he leveled the defender there, aiming to tackle him.
They're giving Johnson a 9-yard gain, so it's 3rd and a long yard. The clock did not stop. I thought he was out of bounds. So clock moving, 6:12 remaining. Galley takes a snap, gives to Adigus Johnson. Johnson's got first down yardage. He needs to get out of bounds. And instead, he tries to get additional yardage. So a youngster's mistake there. Johnson could have just stepped out of bounds.
Definitely the smart play would have been to get out of bounds as fast as possible while gaining as much yardage as you can. Johnson trying to make the most and make a play. Maybe try to break for a touchdown there, Bob.
Yeah. Can't blame the guy for trying. 5:59 now. Clock stopped with the first down. GEUS takes the snap, fakes to Johnson, quickly out to Caleb Johnson, makes a one-hand catch, and steps out of bounds after a short gain. You really need to be going downfield with a quick strike here. These little short passes are not doing much to get points on the board.
They're just running out the clock there, Bob.
5:52 remaining now. Clock stopped. 2nd and 8. GEUS and Johnson in the backfield. GEUS looks over to the coaching staff, rolls left. He's under pressure and he's down at midfield. And the Lions will probably take a timeout here, I would think.
3 Red Hawks rush that. And for a tackle for a loss, Bob, that's the opposite of what you want to see in a game like this, being down 19 points with only 5.5 minutes left in the quarter.
And Coach Duke does not take a timeout. Clock still running. 3rd down and 15. GEUS back. Getting the happy feet. And Joe is down. A big loss. Big sack. Just couldn't find an open receiver. And I think Joe showed his inexperience there. So a big loss and force a punting situation. And the fat lady is about to sing, I think, Danny.
I think so, Bob. Down 19, a little under 5 minutes left. The drive like that, I doubt there'd be any room or any time left after the Red Hawks run the clock down.
And punt very nearly blocked. Isaiah Lowe gets it off. It's fielded by Irvine at the 37-yard line where the Red Hawks will take over. They lead 39-20 with 4:35 remaining in this one that, frankly, is a big surprise to me.
Big surprise to me too, but that may be the problem. We've probably maybe underestimated this Red Hawks offense. Knowing that it's a younger offense, thinking that they may make mistakes early on, but it looks like our Greenville Lions defense is the one making mistakes here in this game, Bob.
Well, and there was offensive inconsistency as well, so it's there's a lot of blame to be shared on the Greenville side. Keldrick Luster still in there. He drops back, and then he goes on a quarterback draw to keep the clock running and picks up about 4 yards. Good decision by Luster. Don't want to be throwing the ball and stopping the clock in this situation. And now he's replaced by Blake Spencer.
So both teams have their second string quarterback come in. And I think that means it's the end of this ball game.
Yeah, Spencer has Jack Bryan in the backfield with him. Spencer's a junior. Luster, as we've told you, is a sophomore. And it looks like Spencer is not in any hurry as the clock is running below 4 minutes. Spencer hands to Bryan. Bryan's had a pretty good night running the ball, and he's upfield about 4 yards. And there's not a penalty, but a shoe, I think, that just came loose.
Yep, the quarterback shoe there. Oh, no, it's not.
Jack Bryan just threw a shoe, literally. I mean, that thing flew about 10 yards. I don't know whether one of the Lions tackled him and pulled his shoe off and decided in frustration he'd just throw it back upfield. Hey, clock running down to 3:15 now as the Red Hawks take their time. Will Ashmore into the game now as a running back with Jonathan Bone and Blake Spencer. And Bone gets the handoff, stumbles, but makes it upfield far enough for a Red Hawk first down. Frisco Liberty comes into T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium, and puts a hurt on the Greenville Lions. They lead by 19 with under 3 minutes remaining in the game. Clock down to 2:30 now as Blake Spencer, the reserve quarterback, takes the snap, shotgun formation. Hands to Ashmore, coming around the left side. He wants to stay in bounds, but he runs out anyway, so that'll stop the clock after a pickup of about 6 yards. They'll give him 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3. I like those Red Hawk uniforms. Black pants, white jerseys with red numbers and black helmets. Very, very good looking outfit. Bone with the ball going around the right side. That seems to be the way he likes to go. This time he only picks up 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd and short for Liberty. 2 minutes, 5 seconds remain. Clock winding down. Lions looking at the first loss of the season after beating Henderson last week. Only able to put up 20 points tonight offensively. Not the kind of showing that anybody expected, I think, on the Greenville coaching staff or up here in the broadcast booth.
Definitely. It's still preseason, like you said before, so there are a lot of changes to still be made, adjustments to be made as well, Bob.
Yeah, a lot of kinks to get out before the district play starts. Once again, a first down yardage, this time from Ashmore on a run up the gut. And now Liberty will be able to run out the clock. 1:25 remaining. So broadcaster's worst nightmare, Danny.
It is, Bob.
Not much to talk about. Now we'll see the victory formation. Victory formation, folks, is when the quarterback takes a snap, generally from under center, and with the Red Hawk offense, that's an unusual thing because they use the shotgun exclusively. But Spencer is up underneath, and he steps back and kneels down, and he'll do that probably 2 more times, and the game will be over. They always put a man about 10 yards back just in case something goes amiss. And that person is Jack Bryan, the running back, who's done very well as the fans here on the Greenville side begin to file out of the stadium disappointed. I see a Baez jersey. Chicago Cubs also disappointed this afternoon when they lost and were eliminated from the playoffs. So as the clock ticks down to 0, the Liberty Red Hawks are celebrating a victory, which is kind of unusual for them. They've only had 1 in the last 2 years. And that's a happy bunch of visitors from Frisco. Final score here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. Frisco Liberties 39, Greenville Lions 20. We'll be back in 2 minutes to wrap it up. Bob Muty back here in the broadcast booth for Juice 34. After watching Frisco Liberty's Redhawks defeat the Greenville Lions 39-20, and we also have some results from the rest of District 8-5A.
Yeah, Bob, as everyone wraps up and leaves the stadium here, there's been losses all around the district except for one team. Forest County today lost tonight against Frisco Lebanon Trail, 34-31. Roy City lost against White House, who we faced a couple weeks back, 22-20. Forney lost a big game against Midlothian, 49-13. North Forney won. They played Little Elm. They won 30-14. Crandall played Longview Pine Tree, lost 56-21. And lastly, Sulphur Springs, who played Lovejoy tonight, lost 48-13.
Okay, there were some pretty tough opponents there. We know about White House, and we know that Roy City has a good club, so I bet that was a heck of a ball game. So 8-5A had a rough night, and unexpectedly, Greenville was part of that problem, as Frisco Liberty's Redhawks come into T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium and put a hickey on the Lions 39-20. Next week we've got another home game against Mount Pleasant's Tigers, former district foe, and they'll be coming in here, and it'll be Lamar and the STEM school at Crockett night. So the the faculty of those two elementary schools will have an opportunity to come and sit and watch the game. We didn't notice anybody tonight from Bowie and Carver, so maybe that program of honoring the elementary schools is, we're having trouble getting that kicked off, probably because of COVID.
Definitely, I would say that, but there's a lot of kinks to iron out here as we close out this night. A lot of work ahead for the Greenville Lions as they think back on the knucklehead mistakes that may have been made throughout the game.
Yeah, and Coach Duke's staff will be hard at work this week trying to get ready for Mount Pleasant, the last preseason game of the season. But once again, from here at T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium, Danny Hernandez and Bob Muty. Final score, Liberty 39, Greenville 20. Good night, everybody.